a gag order imposed by the court. That was lifted yesterday, and of course we can now report on it, and feelings of course are now running high, not only here in Australia but right around the world. This undoubtedly is the darkest episode in the modern Catholic Church, Davina.
Nathan Templeton from Channel 7, based in Melbourne. I'm the Sunrise reporter, but also work for 7 News in Melbourne as well.
And so can you talk a little bit about the media blackout, what you guys knew about it, or if you knew how that affected you guys?
The suppression order posed a real challenge for a lot of reporters. So many journalists knew about George Pell's conviction, but everyone understood the reason for the suppression was that it could have compromised the second trial that could have potentially come forwards. Media in Australia almost completely stood by the suppression order and acknowledged it, honoured it, so that there was no risk of jeopardising that second trial, because that's the last thing we want to happen to victims, that, you know, just because a journo couldn't keep their mouth shut, you know, other victims perhaps don't get justice. The Catholic Church is an enormous institution that is so powerful, one of the most powerful in the world. It's got so much money, it's able to defend itself with the very best lawyers. It has an enormous following.
I'm not blocking anything, man. You've got as much right to be there as you.
Move to the side, please. Move to the side. Stay back, please.
Cardinal Pell, how do you feel about the 5 week in jail today, sir?
Stay back.
They've had their 100 years of evil.
What are you talking about? You're just like the others, aren't you? Yeah, you can turn your back on me. Your back's better than your front, you arsehole. Why don't you stick up for the children and went to your parish all the time? And you dog. You remember me and my brother George Newman? Do you remember him? Oh, you're a liar. You're a hypocrite, a dirty, sly rat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you care?
The innocent children have been brutalised by the Catholic Church, and you covered it up. The time has come.
Hey, it's about time you face them. I got one of them. I can stand up on my feet. I've been through hell for you, hell and back. I've had strokes and everything. You've had nothing but the best, you mongrel. Look at me, will you? And say sorry. Dirty money for dirty pigs. Dirty money, eh? You can laugh. You get it.
How do you feel, mate? How do you feel?
Who's hurt children? Oh, you had you sleep at night.
I'd even defend you if you were.
I beg your pardon. You should be working on the rubbish. We wouldn't want you to defend us.
The only thing that Richter can say, as far as trying to change the length of sentence goes, is that there's various degrees of sexual assault. Some is worse than others. Some involves penetration, others don't. And the judge is having none of it. He's basically saying if you violently sexually assaulted young children and they're protesting, then you can expect real jail time out of this. And that's what's going to occur. He will be remanded this afternoon. And next week, unless his appeal is ultimately successful and he has these convictions quashed, he's going to go to jail. But the ironic thing is he'll go to jail with a couple of priests that he used to share the presbytery at St. Aleppius and Ballarat with. You know, it's just going to be a little reunion of the old pedophile rapists from Ballarat, you know.